Fish, fish undergo various life stages
Fish undergo various life stages throughout their lifetime, similar
their
to
lifetime, similar to
human, who have 6 life stages altogether, from fetus, baby, children, adolescent,
6 life stages altogether, from fetus, baby, child, adult, and
adult, and old person. Fish too experience 6 stages in their life cycle. The origin
old person. Fish too experience 6 stages in their life cycle. The origin of fish life begins from a simple small egg. Eggs that have
of fish life being from a simple small eggs that have been fertilized from
fertilized from a male and female
a male and female fish will develop into embryo. The hardened eggs will hatch. Once
fish will develop into embryo. The hardened eggs will hatch once
the conditions are appropriate, which means temperature plays an important
appropriate, which means temperature plays an important role in determining the egg.
role in determining the egg hatching time. The embryo refers to the stage
Hatching time. The embryo refers to the stage
where fish is still unable to feed itself. The food for the embryo come
unable
from
to feed itself. The food for the embryo comes from the mother, either
the
direct
mother either directly through the egg yolk or indirectly through the blood.
through the egg yolk or indirectly through the blood.
Embryonic stage can be divided into 2, inside and outside of egg. In both,
Stage could be divided into 2, inside and outside of egg. In both stages, the general characteristics is where the embryo still nourishes itself the
through
general
the
characteristic is where the embryo still nourishes itself through the nutrients
from the mother. Once the head will come up first, followed by the
hatch. The head will come out first, followed by the tails
tails, as the embryo need to push itself to come out easily.
embryo need to push itself to come out easily. Now
Once the egg hatch, larva will emerge. Larvae stage can also defined by 2.
the egg hatch, larva will emerge. Larva stage also defined by
Now,
2 stages.
stages: pre-larva and post-larvae. Pre-larvae is when the yolk is still intact.
Pre-larva and post-larva. Pre-larva is when the yolk is still intact on the body and fish will rely
On the body, and fish will rely on the yolk until it is fully absorbed. So, the
yolk until it is fully absorbed. So the period for post-larva
period for post-larvae is in between the hatching until the end of yolk.
is in between the hatching until the end of yolk absorption.
Absorption. Some organ begin to develop during this stage, and it will start.
Some organ begin to develop during this stage and it will start searching for food.
searching for food from outside. Zooplankton are among the usual dietary
From outside, zooplankton are among the usual dietary requirement for
the post-larvae stage. Then the juvenile will take place once the
stage. Then the juvenile will take place once the fish looks
like miniature adult. Nearly all the internal organs and fins have fully developed.
like miniature adults. Nearly all internal organs and fin have fully developed, although coloration may look
Although coloration may look different from the adult stage. During this phase, the
different from the adult stage. During this phase, the young fish will require
young fish will require high percentage of protein contained in
high
their
percentage of protein content in their diet, as they will
diet, as they will literally live, eat, and grow. Live to eat and grow. Once the functional golden
will literally live to eat and grow. Once the functional gonad
already fully developed, it will be the end of their juvenile life stage.
it will
Adulthood
be the end of their juvenile life stage. Adulthood begins when the reproduction capability is fully functional. It will begin
but the reproduction capability is fully functional. It will begin with the first mentoring of gonad and the end, when it no longer can reproduce.
maturing of
Changes
gonad and when it no longer could reproduce. Changes of color
color pattern, spawn behavior, secondary character in certain pieces.
pattern, spawning behavior, and secondary character in certain species will clearly observed during this period.
Will clearly observe during this period. The adulthood could be the longest phase.
The adulthood could be the longest phase in many fish life.
In many fish life, it can last for many years. The final
As
stage
it can last
is
for
the
many years. The final stage is the
senescence, in which fish will start reproduce. By this time, due to the old
fish will stop reproduce. By this time, due to the old age, the growth rate is
old age and growth rate to slowly down, and it may last for a few hours.
slowing down.
Just like
And it may last for only few hours, just like salmon.
salmon, or might be several years, such as in sturgeon. So that's how a fish
Or might be
undergoes
several years, such as in sturgeon. So that's how a fish undergo a full
a full cycle of fish. Isn't it amazing? If you think it is, why not thumbs up?
cycle
This-
of life. Isn't it amazing? If you think it is, why not thumbs up this video and
Video and subscribe for our YouTube channel so we can share much more.